What's going on, everybody? I'm Eric Polley at ericpolley.com, and today I am recreating my website. This is part 4 of the video series so far. If you were watching these chronologically, you'll notice that part 3 actually ended quite abruptly, and that was due to some technical difficulties with the OBS Studio. So before we get into coding, I will fill you in a little bit of what you missed, and then we will get to right where we left off. Alright, so first, the code. Let's look at this really quick. I didn't add any imports. I created two functions, showNav and hideNav. ShowNav and hideNav are very similar. The add and remove are opposites. That's about it. So the showNav will get my links, which is the drop-down menu itself, and it will remove the hidden class, therefore revealing it. This will also show the nav button and get rid of the nav decoy, and the hide nav does a very similar thing. If you want to check this out yourself, this is commit 3 and 4 for the commentary in the GitHub in the description. Now for the function for the actual header in our nav bar here, I'm calling one and the same because I feel they do the same thing. Anyways, I got essentially everything is the same. I just labeled them here so you can see what exactly is going on. So inside of the nav bar we have a nav bar logo and then a nav button decoy. This decoy is hidden on screens larger than small. Essentially it should only be shown on a mobile device. The nav button itself is always hidden, so you will not see it until the nav button decoy allows it to be revealed. And upon revealing the nav button, you will also reveal the drop-down menu, which is the My Links ID that I mentioned earlier. This will enable you to see your drop-down menu and click the links. Now, you have to click the menu button or click one of the links in order to close the menu. That's something I would like to fix with this here in the near future. But for now, I believe this is readily. It is ready to go. Right. So the nav bar itself, the main nav bar, is still ready to go. It is always hidden unless the screen size is small or larger. And I did that specifically, as you'll see in the page itself. If I hit F12, so I can mess around with the screen size, and I know that's the dimensions are right in the right spot, so you can't really see, but once it gets to a smaller screen, it fits in really nice. And once you get past into a medium screen, the logo or the links are showing up just as I would like them to be. Now I'm going to add some cosmetics to these. If I do click on here, as you can see, when you click show, hide, show, if I click on like about, it's going to hide again. It's still the exact same. Now it's the decoy box, right? Because it hid the actual box. So this is just an empty box. It doesn't actually do anything other than reveal this new box, which just has another event on it, essentially. What I would like is if I clicked elsewhere, it would close this. But we'll get there when we get there. For now, I'm going to make it so you can tell what page you are currently on and put some hovering on there. Now for the small screen, there doesn't need to be hover, but I do want there to be active. So if you are currently on the page, active will show up. So that's probably what I would start with in order to get everything rolling, because I can just copy and paste it that way if it's still a functional piece without the hover over and all that, because you don't need to copy and paste that. I would just have to delete it later, right? I'll show you what I'm talking about right now. So we want hover and the text to be slate or blue. Let's do blue. 400. And let's take a look at that. Or we don't want hover, we want active. Save it. And let's click home. And we don't want active. What's the other one? So let's see, after. So many. Let's see. Let's give it a shot and see what it does. I don't think active is the thing that we want. Let's ask Google. Set text. Change color when link is active. Activated? Let's see. Tailwind, active, link, click, color. Focus. I think that's the one I want. Isn't it? Let's find out right now. Focus. That's it. Focus. So we can add that to everything, but let's add a generic text color. Text blue 600 and save. Let's do a little darker than that, 700. That should be good. And if I click on it, it's active. And let's click like so. I'm probably actually going to get rid of home over here because I'm going to make the logo the home button. So, but for these, it's simple enough to just copy and paste my active or my just text and then focus. There should be a hover as well. Hover. Text blue. Let's just do like 300, or no, more like 500, so it's darker, right? Now let's do more like something like 300, and do this one more like 500, so there's a little more variation. So when I click on one, you can clearly tell. But now the hover has like no. Oh, it's because it's only on that one. Okay, so that's what we want. Yep, hover 300 I think would look good. Click on blog. So, but when I do that, okay, so there we go. All right, let's just copy and paste. Boom, boom, bada boom. 2 and 1. There we go. Save. And now you hover over them and they have a nice look and feel. They already have the right click looking, the clicker. So I don't need to change the mouse. But I will just replace all of these links. Let's just copy all of them. And all of these up here. Well, actually, they need to be inside of paragraphs. That's a bummer. Let's just copy the class, starting from here with the space, so then you don't have to add a space every time. And if I just put in the spots, could hold Alt and do the same thing, click all these places at the same time. But that's not what I did. All right, let's check it out. If I go over here, there's still a hover. I put it in there anyways, I guess. I could take it out since it's unnecessary, but I'm not going to, just in case you're on a weird small screen for some reason that has a mouse. Sure. Okay. There's a little hovering action. Let's do some cosmetics on our logo. Logo is what I'm going to call it. EricPolley.com. Alright, that's pretty nice looking. We're just going to change the text size. Text extra large. Extra large. That's not a thing. It's probably like extra large number or something. Text dash extra large. Oh, 2 extra large, 3 extra large. 3 extra large is probably the one we want. And then let's do that for anything beyond this size. Okay. And then otherwise, we would like the text to be more like just XL. Okay, so let's take a look at that really quick. You know what? That probably could stay pretty darn close to that same size since it has that nice. I'm just gonna do without this right here. And I love that it's telling me that I don't need to do that. Alright, so let's take a look on a mobile device and see what we would be looking at. That looks good. There's plenty of space. And that's on a thin device. Great. Responsive. Okay. Well, that looks good. Now let's change the colors and things to this. We can get fancy a little bit, and I think I'm going to do that. So span, and inside of this one, we'll do like this, and then we'll do again the same thing with .com. And class name, hover, text color is blue. On hover, we want something similar to what we already did. So on hover, we're going to do 300. We could probably just copy and paste what we already did down here for consistency. But I'm going to change things here a little bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and copy this entire class name right here. Let's put this span on a new line so we can actually see what the heck's going on. Boom. And now we got both of them are blue. Now we're going to change some things. Like, let's change to that .com. It'll be darker. Is there 900? Can't tell if that's even blue. Text blue. Yeah, there's definitely a 900. It's so blue that you can barely tell it's blue. Okay. And then, so we want a link, this link specifically. Because this is going to navigate you to the home page. And what I'm going to do is not add any classes or anything specific to the link, so then all of the CSS from let's see if it works. So it's giving me an error already. It's because there's an end of a div here. Let's put that past the link, and it seems to be okay with that. And it is linked currently to the home page. So if I click here, if I click about and then click home, it comes back to normal. The focus is not cooperating. I'm guessing that's an issue here. Seems like these are overwriting. Let's find out if that was it. Refresh it. Let's go home. So that home is working. If I go about, let's go .com, and for whatever reason the focus text is being completely overridden by these because I am breaking them up, which that's okay. I think you'll be aware of the fact that you're on the home page, but because this is a link to the home page, you no longer need this home button, right? Like we were talking about earlier. So I'm just going to get rid of it, and that's another thing that fits nicely. Okay, so I just got rid of it inside of the mobile version. That's the bummer of having duplicates of your links. You got to keep track and make sure that you label them like I did here. That was another thing that I realized from the last videos. The difference between JSX is that you want to put your commentary inside of curly brackets. I didn't know that. Now I do. Learn something new every day. It's great. Alright, so we got links, and links to everything are working, and they look pretty good. I think I want to add some bold to all of those. Now, can we just add text? I'm adding it to the drop-down menu. We need to add it down here. Okay. Text and semi-bold. Where'd you go? Text dash. Where's bold and all that? It's not going in. It's not numerically, or no, it's not alphabetically ordered, is it? Is it text dash semi-bold, or is it just, is it font? I wonder if it's font. Font semi-bold. Okay, great. That looks much better. I'm gonna put a semi-bold on. Actually, let's just put it on everything. So all the way up here. Where's everything? Navbar. That should be everything. So semi-bold on everything. I like the way that looks. It's clean. Let's add a little margin top to these right here, but we don't want too much because on a smaller screen, it looks a little bit different. So let's check it out. Where is my entire, so we want this one. And how about a margin top of 2? That's not what we want at all. Why'd you do that? I'm curious. Oh, margin top's already up here. It just needs to be more. Let's see. With flex, can I justify to the bottom? And justify end? Let's go with a flex, justify end, and see what that likes to do. I'm not sure if that's going to work on a paragraph, to be honest. No, it's not going to work because it doesn't know the height. And I don't want it to know the height because the height should be... Let's just stick with the... stick with the basics. Alright. Make sure it looks good. Stretch the screen around, move it around. It gets dangerously close right there. Now that the text is bigger, but it's quite exactly the right size. I could reduce the margin here just a smidge, or make sure that these let's do like this, add to all of them. So what we'll do is MR-1 unless MD, let's do that. One wasn't enough. It looks like boogers. Okay, that's pretty good. So if I go larger, it'll eventually it'll increase its size like that. Yeah, we could probably even increase the increased size a little bit. Make sure we don't delete everything all at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Why is it highlighting those? I don't understand. What do you want from me? 4? Ooh, yeah, I like that. Because when it gets smaller, yeah, it's like right at about the right size, and then it shrinks down. Groovy. My apologies. Alright, so we got our basic nav bar up and running with functional links here. If we go F12 and take a look at it, what it looks like on mobile, as you can see, it does a very similar aspect here, and I'm surprised that the focus actually doesn't want to. There's no route matched for location video. I wonder if it's videos. It is. Boop. And videos. Alright. We didn't like that again. Oh, videos is up here as well. Yeah, if you fix one, you gotta fix the other. Make sure you fix both of those. Fix both of those things that I messed up. Okay. Now, videos. And there it is. Videos. I'm surprised I didn't test that earlier. It's the one that I decided I'm not going to test it right now. And then, of course, that's the one that doesn't work. Unforeseen. It's just using new technologies. Right. So we have the nav bar and everything that the nav bar needs to have in order for it to be a nice looking website. Everything is up and running just the way I want it to look. I might change a little bit of the colors and things like that, but where everything is placed and how I placed it there is going to stay the way it is. So next I have a footer, and then I want to start populating these pages with information. So that's the next step, and thanks for taking this journey with me and struggling along the way. I'll see you on the next video.